What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Rex Righteous, and I'm back with another reference. Alright, so this is the best audio I can get for you guys at the moment. But I wanted to update you guys with what I got going on. I'm working on some new equipment to make everything a little bit more pleasing to the ears, and I'm trying to come up with different ways to entertain you guys when it comes to the topics we talk about on a daily basis, and being able to express ourselves and being able to see different opinions from either me or anybody that's associated with my channel. So I'm working on that, but there are some things that are still in progress, and at the moment this is the only thing that I have, which is the AirPods, and this is the best thing I can use. So aside from that, I just wanted to update you guys with that, and I wanted to let you guys know what I think about the Danny Garcia fight and Errol Spence. So off the top of my head, naturally, I'm choosing Errol Spence Jr. Why? Because I feel like in a 12-round bout, Errol Spence is going to put in more work. I think he's going to put in more groundwork when it comes to championship rounds and leading up to championship rounds. Now, the crazy thing is, in my opinion, I feel that Errol Spence fights a style that allows him to fight like he's in a championship round immediately, as soon as he gets in the ring and the bell rings. He goes to work, he puts his head to the opponent's chest, and he goes to work. He uses his head to swivel, he moves around, he pivots, he uses his body, and he doesn't like the long distance fight. And to be honest with you, if there is a long distance fight going on, it's not him creating that pace. Now, when it comes to Danny, the reason why I don't pick Danny is because for a while I've been expecting speed from this man, and he's not developing it. This is why, in my opinion, it's hard to say this because he used to be one of my favorite fighters, and not to mention, I used to get flack for that because being that I'm Dominican and I'm Hispanic and I'm from New York, people associate us and they put us together and they say, oh, you're just favoring him. But really what it is that I think he's a really good fighter, but when it comes to skills and being able to perform, I think that he's one of the fighters that is in the B tier. It's because of his speed. Everything else he does really well. He counters really well. His hand speed is good for that, but he cannot create pace like Errol Spence Jr. or Terrence Crawford. And I always thought he was really good. He's deserving of all the awards he's ever gotten. I know there's some that are super questionable, but overall, the point that I'm trying to make is that Danny can't create pace, Errol can. I don't think Danny has had any tough fights like Errol Spence Jr. in a while. I'm pretty sure Errol is really hyped to prove himself. And I also see that Danny is one of them dudes that if he needs to be challenged, he's a really good fighter. He had a lot of good fights at 140. But he's not a young guy like Errol Spence Jr. anymore. He's not as young as some of these guys. So he needs to be challenged. And if it were up to me, I would put him in with Pacquiao. I wouldn't have put him in with Errol Spence Jr. I'm talking about Danny. But it's still going to be a dope-ass fight, and it's worth the watch. Obviously, I agree with some of the people that basically if Errol Spence Jr. is not on his A game, then it's over with. Danny's gonna find a way, and he's gonna find a way to win. And I would say that if I were Danny's corner, I would try to go for the body, and not just up top. But with that being said, guys, I just wanted to let you know what I got going on, just updating you. And I'm sorry for the sound quality, but this is the best I have at the moment. So I want to give a shout out to everybody in ADM Boxing, my Facebook group, that is a boxing group. Scrapyard Boxing, Thunderdome Boxing, Sports Fanatics, all groups on Facebook. Shout out to Lilo's Boxing, and best regards to everybody in the boxing community. Shout outs to you guys. Much love and respect. Stay safe out there and stay focused. Peace out. Family first, always. And let's try to keep boxing alive.